Hey everybody, this is Brett, and tonight is the full super red moon. And so I thought I'd do this little get together with you. It just happens to be Sunday, and Chakra is here with me. And so I've got a few things in mind for tonight. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Stella, hi. Hi, Drew. And so I thought that it would be cool to do some of the things that I've done in the past, like pick a fortune paper, which happened to be free on my site that you can download, brettsnaturalhealth.com. There's like 110 or 20 of these fortune papers, and you just have to download them, print them off, and then cut them up. If you like, you can cut them up in different, or print them in different colors and put them in a cool container like this that I had a friend of mine make for me. But I'm going to pick one for all of us for tonight, and it will be that one. It reads, do something in your heart that touches the lives of others. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And it never fails that I pick the exact fortune paper that I'm supposed to. So we got Manny Fox and Mr. Murda and Buck and Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl, and Alice. Hey, Alice. Hey, everybody. Welcome. And thank you for joining me. Sometimes I'll tell you, I get lonely here, and I would definitely be getting cabin fever if it weren't for the internet. Thank God for the internet. I knew before before I moved to the country that it was going to be just like required for me to have the internet and be connected to people. And yeah, thank God. Thank God. I am getting a few visitors here and there, not many this time of the year, to my trailer, the Airstream trailer. Hey, Joe, Grimes, Bree, and Marina. It's so cool to have all these people here with me in spirit and in text tonight. And last night I had a healing crisis, and I have them regularly because I work so hard on my health that my body, it has to catch up. My body has to catch up, and it goes through these cleansing crises every 7 to 14 days, roughly. And so I get really sick, and I just feel like laying down. I'm just like tired. But last night, I went into the body-mind connection deeply, deeply. And I'd like to do some of that with you tonight because I feel it's really powerful. We're going to incorporate that into the meditation and who knows what else. So get yourself into a space, into a place that's really comfortable. If you can turn off noises that are happening all around you. Right now my heater is making a bit of a noise. Sorry if you can hear that. And I don't really want a lot of light going on in here, so I hope that this is enough for you. Hopefully the sound is really good. But get yourself into a place that's really comfortable, where you can relax and focus on connecting with spirit, connecting with your body, connecting with your heart and your emotions, because the moon is emotions. And while you're getting set up there, and getting really comfortable, I'm going to read just a little bit about the moon. And incidentally, in a little while, I'm going to take you outside and we're going to have a look at that full eclipse moon with my camera. I put the extension on the camera, and in about almost exactly 1 hour, it's going to be the full moon peaking. I mean, the full red moon, the eclipse, I mean. So the moon in astrology is the development of the ability to feel or respond emotionally. Okay, and the moon is most directly connected and related to or rules Cancer, which happens to be my birth sign. July the 3rd was my birthday. The development of subjectivity, impressionability, and sensitivity. The development of what we might call a soul. So the dysfunction of the moon is emotional self-indulgence, timidity, laziness, wishy-washiness, overreactive imagination, indecision, and moodiness. So, yep, those are my negative traits for when I'm not doing so well. The key questions for the moon sign, if you have like for me, I have my not my rising sign. My rising sign is in Leo. This is big for me, okay? Because the moon right now, the full moon is in Leo, and I have my rising sign in Leo, and my no, it's not a, sorry, brain goes just like blank sometimes. Brain fart. Sorry, I'll go back in a second. So the key questions are, what kinds of experiences are most essential to my happiness? When moodiness and irrationality take over me, how are they expressed? What unconscious emotional needs motivate my behavior? So those are just some of the aspects, the highlights of the moon in astrology. Let's check out the feed now. Jade, Mr. Murdo, Wendy, Stella Park. I saw the moon here in Barcelona hours ago. It was so beautiful. Hope everyone here also enjoys the full moon tonight. Why are you in the dark? Can you guys not see me good enough? Hopefully you can. I would just prefer to be in the dark for the meditation tonight. Yes, I'm setting a mood. I've got just enough light to read. Okay, good. If I can see me, I figure that you can see me too. So, take some nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you can close your eyes if you want to, or not. This is a very optional meditation, which means you can comply to whatever degree that you really want to. And the reason that I'm doing that is because everyone is at a different level in all different ways. Try and relax your body as much as you can. Some of you will be able to really relax deeply. Others might notice fidgeting. The more relaxed your body is, the more of a sign of good health that is. Now visualize a connection out the top of your head, up into the heavens, up to God. Visualize a connection to the earth through the bottom part of your body, deep into the earth. And now visualize yourself as a conduit connecting heaven to earth. So relaxed and so comfortable and so connected. And now the center part of that connection is your heart, or fourth chakra in your chest. And if you want to, you can put your hand, one hand or two, if you want, on your heart, like this. If you'd like, you could put the other hand on your stomach or on your head. And this is known as Jinsen Jitsu, a massage modality that I took a long time ago, where you jump connect just like you're jumping a battery in a car. You're putting one form of connection on one part of your body and another form of connection on another part of your body, and focusing on healing like Reiki. Breathe and relax. If you want, you can just have your hands down to your side or in prayer position. Now try to relax and completely not focus on anything from the past or anything in the future. Be completely in the now. Completely in the now. Now, instead of being completely blank in your mind or in your soul, I want you to focus on something intently, and that is the healing of your own body. Each of us has pain or some kind of a bodily problem, or maybe it's a mental healing that needs to be done. I want you, as in your eternal self, to focus on healing the mind and or the body, using the power of your eternal self to focus on healing the mind and or the body, or emotions as well. Maybe you have some kind of a pain, a painful time in your life that's happened to you recently or a long time ago. Be in the now and not think about that time, but focus on healing the part of you that hurts because of that painful experience. Or focus on a part of your body that was affected by that painful experience and allow that to heal. Or focus on the mind that was affected by maybe both or one. Now take many deep breaths and be in the now, right now, and connect that healing energy to the part of you that needs it. Now I'm going to count from 20 down to 1. And with each time I count, the healing is going to intensify deeper and deeper. 20. Feel the healing in your body and mind and emotions and intuition. Feel the healing throughout yourself. 19. Take it at your own pace. Don't let it overwhelm you. Just relax. 18. Imagine all the stars and planets out there in the universe and the power that they provide that's coming to you through your eternal self into your body. 17. Gradually getting stronger. So much power, so much power, so much love, so much energy. 16. Getting stronger and stronger. Relax. Breathe. 15. The moon is emotions. It represents emotions and feelings. Right now is really the best time to heal those kinds of wounds. 14. If you need to get out those problems, those emotions, it's okay to do that. It's okay. In fact, it's probably really good for you to do that. If you need to get past those emotional difficulties and move on. 13. You certainly have the ability to do that and do it largely tonight as you relax your body, mind, and soul and focus in the now, listening to my voice, connecting to your eternal soul and spirit from the divine and to the earth. 12. Balance. Think about your balance. Are you balanced and sitting in the way you're sitting right now? If you're leaning forward, lean back a little bit. If you're leaning too far left or too far right, come to the center. 11. Are you remembering to breathe? And relax. 10. And focus on the part of your body or your mind or your emotions that need healing. 9. It might be good to roll your shoulders a little bit, roll your head around a little bit. Tweak your hips a little bit. 8. Now really focus. Focus deeply on the part of your body or your mind or your emotions that need healing. 7. We're getting closer and closer to 0, and we're increasing the power of that healing continually. 6. Focus on the breath. Breathe in with your nose and out with your mouth. Maybe it's your digestive system that needs healing. Maybe you got painful knees or arthritis in your hands. 5. Maybe your back is sore or your shoulders. Use the power of your eternal self to heal your body. If you want, you can touch the area that needs to be healed and instigate healing with your tools. 4. It's so powerful to use your never-ending eternal self to heal your body. 3. With each breath and with each count, it's getting stronger. 2. 1. Being completely in the now. You are completely in the now with me. As we wait on the peak of this full moon eclipse. on a beautiful Sunday night. 0. Now I want you to take 3 nice deep breaths. 1, 2, and 3. And gradually start moving your body around a little bit here and a little bit there. Stretching your hips and legs. You can open your eyes if you had them closed. You can stretch your arms to the sky. Roll your hands and wrists around. Stretch your wrists back like this. Stretch over like this. Stretch my other leg over like that. Okay, let's check out some comments. Okay, thank you, Manny. I feel good. Hearts from Southern Smile for you. Where do you live, Southern Smile? Hey, Tamara. Hey, Joe. How are you, Joe? Hey, Joe. Flying and relaxing. We are in a presence. Pain is gone. Pain is gone. Thank you, Manny. Thank you. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, Buck. Buck Rogers in the 21st century. So, it has been a time for me of focusing on being in the now and doing work. Business has been fairly slow since Christmas and New Year's ended. And so I've just been focusing on making products, finishing up the jobs I was doing, making products, and getting some made ahead of time so that I'll be able to do some other things with my life. And like this. Maybe even having a little bit of time for myself to enjoy. I know that doesn't sound very good, but that's kind of how it's been. I've just been kind of trying to stay afloat. You're welcome, Mr. Murda. Does anybody have any health questions that they think I might could answer? You're welcome, Spinal. Does anybody have any kind of a burning question health question that I might could reflect on. I would love to do that. Does anybody want to see Chakra? Hey, Chakra, come over here, you little poo. Oh God, she's big. This isn't like lifting a poodle. I mean, a very small dog, you know. Hey. Hi, I'm Chakra. You gotta laugh. Because these are just bodies. It's not just teeth that are going to be going. It's the whole thing. Everything that you own. All your teeth and your bank account. It's all going to be gone. Your dogs. Your dogs. But you have to enjoy things while you have them. But it's a matter of keeping things in perspective. I think that that's a good subject to talk about because it's one of the hardest things to grasp. Keeping things in perspective. Because we'd all sort of like to think that we can live forever. We'd all sort of like to think that we could live forever. And we'd all like to think that we could keep our dogs forever. And our relationships. Some of you think that your relationship's going to last forever, but it's not. And when we grow up, as we get older and we see the things gradually go away for whatever reason. Okay. What? You stay right here. You don't get to go outside. Okay, go outside. Go right out here. Good girl. Okay. So, as we see things come and go, I think that we gradually start to understand that it's not going to last forever. Because when you're young, you're kind of just like, you're not worried about any of that. But as you grow older, you kind of go through these crises and start thinking about how it's going to end or why it's going to end and things like that, your life. But eventually you have to come to a knowing and a faith in a higher power, as they say in 12-step meetings. And the stronger that faith is, and the more connected, I believe, in my opinion, the more connected you are to nature, like American Indians, the less fear and apprehension you have of death. But then the more you're connected to your stuff, your things, and your body, it's really hard for me because I've worked so hard to save this body. But I have to keep that in perspective and know that the reason for this body is to do like what I'm doing now. This is it, baby. This is the gold, to help you all to heal so that you can do something in return that's good for people, the people that deserve it, or the planet, or something worthwhile in your world. And so many people, and I just don't understand it, and I really don't think that I'm from this world from before this life. I really don't think so. because I have such a hard time relating to human history. It's just so, sometimes I'll watch history documentaries, but I just kind of look at them in wonder, and it's such an oddity for me to know that our physical ancestors did this or did that. It's such a weird thing for me. And so I think spiritually, I'm not a reincarnation from this planet. No way. uh, yeah, she's a very, very good girl. Okay, so what's your thoughts on how to heal migraines? Okay, so oftentimes, I don't know a lot about migraines. I know about headaches and not specifically migraines, but I've done a lot of videos on how to relieve headaches, and there's two different reasons for headaches. One is muscular, and the other is like internal. And obviously, I'm going to be more of knowledgeable on the muscular part of that. But whenever our bodies, like mine right now, are going through a time of difficulty, of cleansing or of release, then oftentimes they'll tense up in a specific part of our bodies. Now, when I lived in Brevard at that place with the lake, the last place, not the last place, but the two places ago, I had the worst headaches. That was the first time that I'd ever lived out of the city. And I knew that my body was going to start releasing a lot of toxins. And whenever I do enemas, it smelled like burned rubber. And I was just like, oh my God. I knew that I was excreting. I was just purging the worst toxins. And I just had the feeling that it was from auto exhaust. Because I'd never lived in a place where I had really clean air before. I, for the most part, lived near busy streets. And when I moved out to the country, I knew that I was going to do a lot of healing. And I had some horrible, just regular horrible headaches. And at the same time, I was doing this cleansing and getting rid of this nasty, like burned rubbery poo smell. And I would have to just work on my neck and work on my head muscles. And if you're going like this and you're massaging these temporal muscles here, and it hurts, keep doing it. Keep doing it, because that is releasing the muscle tension. There's muscles covering your skull, especially right here, this temporalis, I believe it's called, muscle. And it connects to this jawbone. See this jawbone that you can feel, this protruding bone you can feel on the side of your head? It connects on the bottom to there, and then it connects in a big spiral on the sides up here. That's where all it's a big long tendon, big long tendinous tissue that connects here. And then it recedes right here. Feel that recession? Well, there's muscle in there and just above there. That often is a major culprit for headaches. And then back here in the back of below your occipital area. Your occiput is the bony prominence on the back, and then just under it, it's soft. Well, there's a bunch of muscle under there. Massage all of that. And then massage all of these deep. Okay? And there's usually a trigger point. Last night I was working on mine right in there. And you got to get in there with your fingers. And if you can't get in there with your fingers, then get in there with a Theracane like that. Theracane. I put all these things on my site. If these things that I don't make, are Amazon affiliate links. Anytime you buy anything you want, if you want to buy something on Amazon, if you would go to my site first and find one of these Amazon affiliate products and then go to Amazon, it will make me 6% of anything that you purchase. And it doesn't matter if it's the same product or not. Say you want to buy a car. Woohoo! And it's a $100,000 car. I make $6,000, y'all. You buy a $100,000 car on Amazon, but if you go to my site first and then go to Amazon through one of the affiliate products, I'll get credit for 6% roughly on most products. That helps me tremendously. I don't make that much money. I looked at my PayPal deal this morning, today. There's this form, some kind of a W yada yada form that has to be filled out for the government every year that they just sent me. I ran $32,000 worth of transactions in 2018 on PayPal. 32,000 something. Okay, so out of that $32,000, at least a third of that has to go back into purchasing materials for all of these different products. Those pillows, half of the cost that I charge for those pillows is what it cost me for the materials. So, and that includes all the shipping too, all the shipping, all the materials, any tools that I need to buy. And so you can see that I don't make that much money every year. I mean, and everything goes through PayPal. And then on top of that, I have to pay self-employment tax. So anything that you can do to help me out financially is greatly appreciated. And I do make a little bit of money through Amazon, but I'd like to make more. So if you can go to my site first, that helps. Yes, let me let Chicken Head back in, Joe. Ugh. Come on, baby. Come in here. It's like colder than a witch's tit out there, y'all. It is so freaking cold. If you live in the East, I'm sure that you know how cold it is. I'll tell you exactly how cold it is. It is 13 degrees and it's windy. It is 13 degrees outside and it's windy, and pretty soon I'm going to take you outside to look at the full moon, because in 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes, that's when it goes the full total eclipse, the red eclipse. Shall we go out and look at it now real quick? Hey, Brett, I'm going back to college tomorrow and I want to become a vegetarian and eventually a vegan. Any ideas on where I should start? Cheryl, you are so awesome. Thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl bought one of my bags. Actually, Cheryl bought several of my grocery bags. And are you still using them? I'm sure, hopefully you are, Cheryl. So, vegan, any ideas on where I should start? Thanks so much. I'm going to donate to your Patreon soon. Okay, Buck. Buck, it might be really good for you to go vegan or vegetarian, whatever rocks your boat. Get up here, Patrick. For a while. But listen to your body, because if you get in trouble with not getting enough nutrients, then you might end up in the hospital like I did. Let me show you. I just happen to have that book right there. I have my mouse on top of a bunch of books right here so that I can use the mouse. And guess what the top book is? So there you go. There's a book. There's probably lots of books out there for you, Buck, to check out. But I actually had a little bit of beef roast today. And I had some yesterday too. I needed to replenish my body. And it was really cold outside. Whenever it gets really cold, I start craving more of the heavier meats. They create more heat. That's just all there is to it. This dog, that's what dogs do. They make heat. What am I looking at the mic for? So fish doesn't create near as much heat as beef. Chicken doesn't create as much heat as beef. That's why the fish is more of a summertime food. And I'm not saying that that's totally summertime, but it's more of a summer food than beef. If you can get to a point where you're actually you have a good enough blood flow also makes for good heat. So if you have really, really good blood flow and you have really good absorption in your digestive system, then maybe the better, the longer you can stay vegan. But you'll notice that some of the best vegans, some of the old time vegans like Dara Dubonnet and Dan McDonald and Freely, all of those, they look really, really skinny. There's no fat on them. No fat on them at all, and they look really, really thin. And perhaps they had a lot of reserves when they first started, but they don't anymore. And in my opinion, they look way too thin. So let's see. Awesome, just like Am. Good, good. So anyone that wants to buy one of my little grocery bags, I will be happy to make some for you. Go on to the miscellaneous items part of Brett's Natural Health and check them out. Now it is red. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to go outside real quick, and I'm taking you with me, even though it's not quite maxed out. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it with this little Logitech camera, but let's check it out. I can't even see the proof. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Can you even see that? I doubt that y'all can even see that because it's so dark now out there. The light that was there is pretty much on, and you can just see a little bit of red. Were y'all able to see that at all with this camera? Were y'all able to see that at all with the camera? I'm curious. I kind of doubt it. Thank you, Cheryl. Thanks. Yeah, I enjoy making the products. I enjoy making them. Yeah, I didn't think that you'd be able to see that with just a little Logitech camera. I can barely see it here. Yeah. I mean, with your eyes outside, it's hard to see it. When I went outside, I was like, wow, it's dark out here, because when the full moon is shining brightly on the earth, I mean, you can see pretty well outside. But when the shadow of the earth is covering the moon, you can't hardly see it. And it's really dark out there. No, all dark. I'm using your foot massage tools. I finally got over my plantar fasciitis. That is awesome. You got the foot friend too? A lot of people have the soother massage tool, but they don't have the foot friend. And they really need the big one that you step on with the blade. Ah. Okay, so Let's let's pick a power card. Let's pick a power card. I love these freaking things. Let's pick one for everybody. Ready? That 35, the time card. Now, I have never picked the time card before, number 35. I don't believe I've ever read this one. This is cool. Okay. What is time that it has such power to change all that exists back into dust? What is this unforeseen force like the wind that can shape the land and our lives? Learn to play with time. Time is surreal, like fish swimming in treetops. A person of power knows how to arrange time, but on your watch, put on your watch and be aware of the time at which you do everything. Watch the sun, the moon, the transit of the stars. Find out the time that Venus is lowest in the sky before dawn. Be aware of your cycles, when you get hungry, when you sleep. Our society is obsessed with time, so now become time. I think that's like saying to become in the now. If you're obsessed with something, it is better to explore it than to deny it. Then it is possible to give up your obsession and let a concept like time take its proper place in your life. Your power depends on your use of time. You know, I really like that last part. If you're obsessed with something, it is better to explore it than to deny it. Isn't that totally, totally true? Then it is possible to give up your obsession and let a concept like time take its proper place in your life. Your power depends on your use of time. Okay, so let's read the book's explanation of number 35. The painting is entitled Journey's End. The symbolism of the fish in the treetops indicates the importance of the tree of life and the knowledge therein that we are indeed all one. This is a teaching of the East. The Piscean era is symbolized by the fish, and it means that we are coming to the end of a period and are giving birth to a new eon. Within this new birth, all possibility is at hand. Take your power now and try to understand what time really meant to you on your path of heart. Do not waste your time. You only have a moment in this lifetime. On the other hand, you must have patience in order to create perfect timing. Okay. So, yeah, I think that coincides with the being in the now stuff perfectly. And the pain and the anxiety and the frustration that we experience in this world, for me lately, I've been getting rid of that by being in the now. That's how I've been able to do it. And so what I do is I just remind myself, and today I probably reminded myself, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 times, be in the now. And I do that instantly, and then I immediately am focused again in the now and not on whatever it is was causing me the trouble that I was experiencing before. And so I think that if I just keep doing that each day, retraining my mind to be in the now, which is something that I've mostly learned from watching Muji, to be in my isness state of being, then I think that eventually I'll just be like he says to be, in it all the time. Now, when I first started learning about the now, I bought the book, The Power of Now. And I guess, for whatever reason, maybe I just don't like Eckhart Tolle. Maybe I just don't like his writing or the way he approaches it. You know, we each have our different authors that we like, or people that we like, types of people that we like. And some people can rub you the wrong way. You know, I get called all kinds of things every day, for the most, not every day, but a lot of the time on YouTube, being who I am and still getting a lot of views, which are down, unfortunately, but hopefully I've got some ideas to increase that. But when you are exposed on YouTube, you'll get called all kinds of things from people that you've just rubbed the wrong way. Luckily for me, generally the people that I rub the wrong way are the losers of the world. The losers. So I guess I'm doing the right things. I guess I'm doing things right. Let's see. Looks like a tool chest. Yes, the footprint. No, time is now. Does anybody really know what time it is? Man, they played the crap out of Ramona. I thought you were going to bed. They played the crap out of that song, didn't they? Does anybody really know what time it is? How about a song? How about a song? What are you doing? Remember the Grand Illusion that I sang last time? I love that song. I love that song. But you know, sometimes, and I'll have to admit, and most of you that are Facebook friends of mine already know, that I get too engulfed, too sucked into the news of this world. And sometimes it's okay to let yourself do that, but there's a limit. There's a serious limit, and you have to listen to your body. And when you start to feel like too sick from it all, just stop. Serious. Just stop and turn it off. You have to force yourself, really, because it's sort of addicting. It's an adrenaline rush. People love thriller movies and all kinds of various crazy movies and things to watch on TV and stuff. And sometimes those things are just not good for us. And sometimes they can be good for us if you need to get out some anxiety, and that's cool. That's cool. But you've got to know your limits. You've got to know your limits and when to stop and get rid of it. And I also want to, before we're done with this tonight, I really want to talk about building power, because that's what I'm trying to do in my life, right? That's what I am doing in my life right now. Building power. Like I was talking to Emily about here not too long ago while we were sitting at my kitchen table. This would be a fun one. This would be fun. I'm going to sing a little song for you first, and then we'll talk about building power, okay? Some people call me the space cowboy. Yeah, some call me the gangster love. Some people call me Maurice, 'cause I speak of the pompous of love. People talk about me, baby. They say I'm doing you wrong. But don't you worry, don't worry, no, don't worry, mama. 'Cause I'm right here at home. 'Cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. I play my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. I give my loving on the run. Ooh. You're the cutest thing I ever did see. Really love your peaches, wanna shake your tree. Lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey all the time. Ooh, baby, I should show you a good time. 'Cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. Play my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. I sure don't wanna hurt no one. People keep talking about me, baby. They say I'm doing you wrong. Don't you worry, don't worry, no, don't worry, mama. 'Cause I'm right here at home. That one just goes on, you know. Okay, so let's see. Power. There was a time when I didn't want really to build power in certain regards. I was trying to break down my body, and my body was getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And it's really just kind of a testament to knowing that everything comes and everything goes. That's just how it is. Everything ebbs and everything flows. And that's how it's going to be with healing. Because it's like breaking down a building and rebuilding another one in its place. And so you're going to see that in the beginning, you're feeling like you're losing your life. And you sort of are. Because you may lose all your friends. You may lose a job. You may lose a lover or a spouse. You may lose half of your weight. You may lose where you're living. You may lose a country. You may lose all kinds of things. And it really is such a lesson learned when you lose things, because you know that eventually you can't take anything with you. Healing is such a lesson. It's such a lesson for all of us. And so in the beginning, it's a lot harder when you're just starting out your journey. People come to me in like desperation. This woman from Jamaica was coming to me and she was saying, just like another person, a Facebook friend that I have, like, I can't hold anything down. I can't eat anything. I can't, I'm allergic to everything. I can't eat anything. I throw it all up. That means that they've gotten to a point, just like an alcoholic was, that where they just can't continue. It's like, what do they call it? I can't remember what they call it in alcoholism. But you get to a point where that's it. Now you know that eventually everyone knows that if they're going down a wrong path, eventually they're going to get to the end of that path where they can't go any further. Whether it be drinking or eating or a relationship or whatever it may be, you're going to get to the end of that particular thing, and that's it. And that's when it's the hardest. That's the time we all dread. Like I was a smoker for 8 years, and after about 7 or even less, much less actually, after about 5 or something, I was getting to a point of where I was like, I can't do this anymore. And so I started to quit. And it may be something that you're eating, it may be a job. But so you're not building power, you're breaking down your life. And if you're breaking down your life, then it's just a time that you should know that you need to just hang on. A lot of people will turn to the wrong kind of a health practitioner. Tell them their symptoms, and then they'll prescribe the wrong kind of a health thing, conventional medicine. So oftentimes people, they just can't handle the pressure, they can't handle the stress. They don't realize that what they're doing and their body is doing is totally natural. And what they want is a quick fix. They want to be able to just get some kind of a relief. I'm not going to tell you to not do that. I'm just going to tell you, all I can say is that for me, I always stick to the natural because I know that there's nothing that man made, that man makes, that can give me what I ultimately need for my own healing. And some people, they really don't want to lose their this or their that, and so they want to slow down their healing. They don't want to deal with the pain of a breakup or whatever, and so they'll turn to some kind of a medication. And I just don't do that because I've learned better. Sometimes you have to really change your lifestyle and your situation to be able to deal with it, because a lot of times people just need to get a lot of sleep. They need to do a lot of rest. They need to spend a lot of alone time. They need to do a lot of crying for a lot of years. And there's no way a person can sustain themselves, can sustain their lifestyle and stuff, oftentimes doing a full-time job at the same time as doing all of that. It's just, life is really, really hard for people sometimes. I have been there. But if you can get through it by whatever means, a lot of you may need to get to the point of where you're just renting a room. You're just renting a room in a house for $300 a month, or you're doing some kind of a work trade on a farm where you don't have to hardly pay any money. You're not hardly making any money, and so you don't have to pay hardly any or no taxes at all. You're below the poverty level. And then you can focus entirely on your own healing. And me, I go in cycles, and whenever I get into a cleansing cycle, I shut everything down and I really focus on my own healing, and I just wait for it to come around again. Like the song says, and you will come around. Don't let it get you down. It's only castles burning. Just that's another thing. Find someone who's turning, and you will come around. I love that song. Don't let it get you, bring you. Does it get you down or bring you down? It's only castles burning. Just find someone who's turning, and you will come around. You have to find someone who's turning. Sometimes that can be so hard to find someone. For me, it's easier because I am who I am on YouTube, and I can just put it out there. Hey, help, SOS, I need help. My business is slow, or I'm depressed, or whatever. So, but y'all may have friends or family or work friends or somebody, neighbors, somebody, and you have to be really brave, and you have to put down your ego. You have to throw that out the window. That's another thing with healing. It makes you humble. It makes you get back to the truth, really, because if you look at what you are, you're an important little tiny itty bitty piece of God, of creation, but you're only a little thing. Like I don't know anything about building airplanes. I don't know anything about chemistry. I don't know I don't know anything about squat, even just on this planet. I don't know anything hardly at all. I know a few things, and I do what I do best. I'm gonna do what I do even better, which is comedy. I'm gonna do some funny shit, y'all. I just have to get to where I'm feeling it. I have to be in the groove. I have to be in the mood and ready and able. But now that I've talked about the breakdown part of healing, let's talk about the buildup, which is where I'm at now. Okay, so I'm building power. And before you can get independent, you have to build power. The more power you have in all ways, mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional, the more power you have, the more you can be independent on your own. The more knowledge you have, and the more work you put into it, the more you can build power and be more independent and free and able to do the things that you really want to do in life. And so some of the things that people spend too much time on are television, internet, on the phone, recreational things. Until you get to a certain point, you're not going to be geared towards getting off of those things. You're not going to be ready for that. You have to get to where you have the gumption and the energy to do things on your own before you're willing to put down those recreational things of watching TV or watching the computer or whatever. Eventually, you have to wean your way off of me for the most part, and anything else that you're, getting your rocks off on with entertainment. You have to be able to get to a point of where you're benefiting, you're building power and entertaining yourself at the same time. If you could take all of the time that you're spending watching things and do something that you're entertaining yourself with, and you're building your bank account, you're building your popularity, you're building your physical strength by exercising. The more you can do all different things at the same time, the more you're going to build power in your life. If you're not built, it amazes me how many of us are living from paycheck to paycheck. How many of you are living from paycheck to paycheck? How many of you have enough money that if you were working for the government and it shut down, that you wouldn't be in big trouble? I don't, but I want to get to where I am. And in order to do that, especially by the means of the way I'm living, which is producing natural products by hand, my own two hands, one at a time, I have to be very diligent and persevering. And many of you also have jobs in which you don't necessarily have some kind of a diploma or a state license. Okay, some of those things, or you're investing in the stock market or some kind of another Coca-Cola or some freaking bullshit thing. You know, that's how those people make money. That's how the big money people make money. You know, they've got somebody by the balls. They've got you by the balls, and we get your money from you every yada yada yada, and you allow it to happen. We have to get independent. You see, the stronger we get, the more power we get, the more we're able to be independent on our own and not controlled by somebody else. See, if you've got $100,000 in the bank and somebody takes $10 from you, are you going to sweat it? If you've got $100 in the bank and somebody takes $10 from you, that hurts. That hurts. Think about it. It's time to start building power for me. You may not be there yet. You may not be there. For me, it's time to start getting freaking strong in a lot of ways. That's the deal, baby. Let's check out the comments. Took me 5 years to build back my foundation. You are absolutely right. Yes, it takes years. People look at me and they're like, "You've been healing for 28 years?" Man, I had no idea how deep in bad health I was when I was 25. I had no idea how poor my health was. But now that I look back, I'm like, with all the changes that I've made, this has been a crazy, crazy ass changing lifestyle. Some people, they don't have hardly any changes that they make throughout their lives. They live in the same town. They live next door to their parents. I know somebody that lives right next door in the house, a second house on the same property where they were born, on this street. And they're still going to the same church and eating the same foods, and everything is wonderful. I've lived in probably 50 different places in my life. I was a smoker and a drinker. I've snorted crack cocaine on Hollywood Boulevard on New Year's Eve in 1987. Oh, cool, Wendy. Wendy, you will love my pillows. People freak over my pillows and they wonder how they ever did without them. Really. No dark, no dark. Wendy, you must be watching. You must be watching from a little while ago. when when I took the camera outside. I gave up on that. I gave up on the camera gig and taking that outside. There's no way it can see that little moon up there, that dark moon now. Now, after the shadow goes away, you can probably see it with this little camera, but still not that good. Okay. So, it has been an hour and 20 minutes, and I think that we're getting to be just about done here. Just about done. I have really enjoyed hanging out with y'all. Have y'all enjoyed this as much as me? Probably not as much as me. Chakra, I don't think that she really has. She's snoring. Can you see her little gray face down there? She has enjoyed this. A little while ago, I got an order for a shindig and a foot friend and soother combination. And so that's my plan for tomorrow. I was thinking that I would like to have a live dinner with some beautiful women, some of my viewers. I would like to have dinner with you. Live. And we can do that with either Skype or FaceTime. If you friend me on Facebook, when we can use FaceTime and we can see each other and we can plan a dinner date. Okay? I get so freaking lonely. I get lonely here and I need some company. And so we could plan a dinner date. Can you dig it, baby? And set up the cameras, and you eat what you want to eat, and I'll eat what I want to eat, and we'll try and get in some words in between chewing. And we'll talk about this and that. And if you'd like to do that, you can friend me on Facebook, Brett Rogers, or you can email me, brett@brettsnaturalhealth.com. No, I don't want to do just like a phone date. I want to be able to see you and see your beautiful face and your beautiful body and your beautiful food and all of that. And yeah, that's the amazing thing about technology these days. I could have dinner, and it doesn't matter if you're in the United States. If you are in India or wherever, Germany, and you would like to have a date with me, a dinner date, let's hook it up. Let's hook it up, girls. And no, I don't really want to have a dinner date with guys. I'm not against gays in any way, shape, or form. I've had lots of gay friends and clients, but I'm totally straight and I just want a dinner date with girls. Beautiful, sweet, loving, progressive, self-employed is good, but not necessarily any whatever. So let's see. I can eat the cloud that got in the way of my moon. I'm sorry, Ramona. Sorry. It's not your moon. It's all of our moon. Great enjoyment. Yes. Good. Good. You are weird. Well, I guess I am. At least nobody was like obscene that I could see. No obscene comments tonight. Weird, I can be cool with that. I'm all right with that. And yes, I don't think that I'm really weird. I'm different. That's for sure. See, I think that most people are weird because they don't see things the way I see things, which is more logically. See that up there? That is Mr. Spock, and he was logical. Mr. Spock was logical about things, and I look at things in more of a way like Mr. Nimoy. God bless him. Rest in peace. Okay. Ha Suad just got ousted. I block people like every day, it seems. I block people every day. I can tell when they're going to be like wiener heads, and they'll say one thing, and then they just can't stop, and then they'll say another thing, yada yada. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. I hate to just end this, but it's been fun. No, I still got 33 people. 33 people. Well, good, Cheryl. Cheryl, let's have a date. Um, I'll answer another question if somebody wants to ask one. Look at that. Swad was hidden by Vitality Massage. Brett, do you drink any tea and/or do you have any recommendations on good tea? That is a very good question, no name. Okay. Right now, I am drinking medicinally for medicinal purposes and both mentally and physically. I am drinking lemon balm tea, also known as Melissa. Sweet Melissa. I love that song from the Allman Brothers. Okay, so I'm doing several things medicinally, but one of them is lemon balm tea. Lemon balm is a very calming and soothing sedative type of a tea. And it's something that I've really needed to do for a long time, but I couldn't drink it before because it would push me over the edge. I wasn't A year or 2 years ago, I tried Melissa tea, lemon balm. I couldn't do it because it was too much for me. I was detoxing too much already, like I was telling you about the headaches and all of that, and the vomiting and all of that, getting out all of the accumulated city toxins like smog, etc. Now I'm actually able to drink that every single day. And it's an antiviral, and it's also a very calming tea. And it's well documented. And I've learned about it by reading in some of my herb books and online. And you can buy it on Amazon. It's an add-on item for like $4 and some odd cents for a box of it, and I'll show it to you. Okay, this one's from Traditional Medicinals. And so that's one of the things, one of the herbs that I'm doing right now. For tonight, before I did this presentation, I drank ginkgo a couple of hours ago, actually 3 or 4 hours ago. And ginkgo always gets my mind going really clear, really. I think I drank some yesterday too. Whenever I really want my mind to start functioning really well, I think that it helps probably with being in the now too. I drink ginkgo tea. I got that from, I believe that's either this Traditional Medicinals or the Yogi brand teas. Chamomile dandelion. Hey, Brian. Brian's a late nighter. Brian is an East Coaster and from Boston, and he is up at 12:30, which doesn't surprise me. He's a late nighter. Ah, great nut Greta. Great nut Greta. He's Greta. Greta. I'm growing Melissa tea near the house and use the green stuff even now. Okay, so let's see, what else am I doing? I've got my green powder that I am doing quite a bit of, kind of on and off actually, to tell you the truth. And what else? I'm always doing garlic just because I like it a lot, and I'm always consuming thyme, which has kind of a oregano flavor, but it's not as strong. Oregano is real. If you like oregano, that is really antibacterial, and if you add it to your food, you will kick ass on a lot of bugs in your body. It's a little bit strong for me right now. The Italians like their oregano, and it really is an offsetter for all the other gunky food they eat, the pizza and pasta. I think it really, and the garlic really helps to offset all of those bacterial producing types of foods that they consume. Buddha organic teas are great in all the herbal varieties, even some with CBD oil. Oh, that's another one that I'm doing, CBD oil. I'll show you the brand that I'm consuming. Mineral green. That and that. Okay. Okay, so I grabbed a bunch of the stuff that I'm doing right now regularly. I'm drinking peppermint tea. This is not really aggressive, but for me, a couple of years ago, I couldn't actually consume this very much because it was killing off more than I could handle. And now I can drink this regularly. There's a lot of stuff, like I'm telling you guys, I was really sick, especially when I moved to the country. It just allowed my immune system and allowed my body to start relaxing. And I don't want to like scare you or anything, but seriously, if you do that, depending on how toxic of an area you've lived in your life, areas, you will experience some major healing. So here's that green supplement that I'm doing, Vitamineral Green. It's really good stuff. It's funny, it's actually made by a company in Las Vegas. Here's the Bluebird Botanicals hemp formula. It's really good for pain. I mean, it takes the edge off when you're in pain, and it's good to do it every day. And I'll do about that much, at least once or twice a day. Another thing that I'm doing is 1 or 2 of these whole food vitamins. And this is from Naturelo. Can you see that? Naturelo. This is a backup, as well as this calcium magnesium supplement. These are highly rated supplements on Amazon, and I'm taking these not at their full amounts that's recommended on the bottle, but just 1 or 2 capsules of each a day as a backup to my really good diet, just to make sure. Plus, I'm getting some minerals that I probably wouldn't get in my really good diet in these. And also this. They put some stuff in here that has certain beneficial qualities that I need to learn about more in the future that I would not get in my really good diet. Ugh. So those are some of the things that I'm oh, and also I try and consume some primal defense, which is acidophilus. It's a special kind of acidophilus that's supposed to mimic the soil that used to have acidophilus in it that humans used to consume. And it's an alkalizing product instead of an acidifying product. And I like that because usually the probiotics made me too acidic. And so that's kind of why I like primal defense. You know, I have some Irish moss, Brian. I have some Irish moss, and I just never kind of liked it, I hate to say. I'm not sure what happened to that Irish moss. I'm not sure if I even still have it. Brian is Irish. Brian, do you ever like acknowledge that you're Irish, or do you always just say that you're black? Brian is Irish and black. Okay, oregano oil every day. Woo! Nice, nice. I have some oregano essential oil, and at one time I didn't realize that there was a difference between oregano essential oil and oregano oil. Yeah, there is a difference, believe me. Don't consume oregano essential oil. That's like a steam distilled oil. I have some of that. That shit would damn near kill you. It's so concentrated. Don't consume any of that. But oregano oil, you can do that. But really, it's okay to do that, but it's probably more natural to just consume oregano in your foods. Brett, do you use propolis, bee product? Okay. Yes, but if you do consume that, make sure that it doesn't have, what is it? Not MSG. There's another thing that maybe it is MSG. There's like a preservative that they often put in the propolis or the bee pollen, not bee pollen, that really gives me a headache bad. If I feel like doing propolis, or if I feel like doing olive tree extract, olive tree, I have that in capsules too. If I feel like pushing my cleansing more, I will do those things. Right now, I'm not. I'm doing lemon balm tea and some other things. Another thing, like for me, right now, probably the thing that's pushing me more than anything else is not something that's going in my mouth. It's something that I'm doing, specifically focusing on being in the now and not worrying about things. It's really important to put things in perspective, especially right now because of all of the stuff that's happening in the world. If you like to watch, or maybe like is not the right word. If you watch the news, occasionally or every day or whatever, you know that for the last several years, especially even before Trump, it's been just crazy and chaotic. And there's so much that we can worry about, not just in the United States, but around the world. There is so much potential trouble from North Korea to Syria. But if you put it all in perspective, and you really need to, then it takes so much strain off of your mind and your shoulders. If you constantly focus on all of that stuff and worry about it, it'll kill you. But if you realize that all of these kinds of chaotic things have happened in the past on this planet and probably others, they come and they go. They come and they go. And so you have to take it with a grain of salt, and you have to you have to allow your mind and allow yourself to understand it, but not to be upset by it or to cause you to get out of your isness state of being, which is your peaceful and reverent, as they say in the Mormon gig back where I was born, your reverent state of being. And as soon as you feel like that's whatever it is getting you, you're allowing something to take you out of your state of peace, then you have to immediately get back into the now. You have to get back into the now, and you have to put things in perspective. This planet is just a tiny speck in a giant universe. Each one of us is a tiny speck on this planet. So now I've put you back into reality, and we don't know shit. We don't know shit, and we're just little specks. We're beloved specks. Creation loves us, but we are just each one of us is just one tiny entity of it. And people think that humans are so much more important than animals, and those people are so totally wrong. So many things that have been taught to us by the government, that allows experimentation on animals so that they can make drugs that create side effects for people and kill people, like they did my grandma and so many of your grandmas and grandpas, and bankrupt people. Pfizer and Bayer, all of those companies that want to fill you full of drugs, operate on you, and bankrupt you, and destroy animals with animal experimentation. They want to allow that in the colleges that want to charge you $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 for a diploma in which you can graduate and not get a job doing something, or get a job doing something that you hate, whatever. These are the things that I warn people about. This world is so deceptive. People will try and deceive you to get your money or to get your whatever, only so that they can survive. If you have ethics, if you have values, if you have the insight to be able to see the truth, then you'll hopefully be able to find something to do that will enable you to get through this world, to be able to make enough money to get through this world and be able to do something righteous and not take advantage of other people just so that you can survive. It's like there has to be a point at which we say, okay, screw it. I would rather just die than be a loser that's trying to invest in some product that we know is not good for this planet. You have the opportunity, right, to do something really worthwhile. There are so many things. It could just be a simple thing. It could just be a simple thing. It's one of the things that y'all know that if you've been watching me for a long time, you know that I'm really, really adamant about doing something for this world that's actually worth a shit. It's actually worth a crap, and not just something that you're just trying to make money at. I mean, anybody can just do something that makes money. Just look at something, figure out, oh, that real estate, or that makes a lot of money. Selling health insurance that's not worth a crap, that's just killing people, that makes a lot of money. Whatever. So anyways, I've gotten so far out on a limb, I can't even remember, I don't even know how to get back to the trunk. Let's see. Good night, Manny. Yeah, I know, I'm not weird. Hey, New Zealand. Hey, Anthony. How are you? And everyone should know that it costs a hell of a lot of money to ship products to other countries. But I do that sometimes. And are they worth it? Abso-freaking-lutely. Absolutely. Um, if you've got one of my foot friend massage tools and you live in Bulgaria or Taiwan or Australia, and you're in pain in the middle of the night, your feet are hurting you in the middle of the night, like mine sometimes do, you have to have the gumption to get out of bed, step on the foot friend with one foot, and rub the one that's in pain with the other. Did I say that right? But if you have that, you know how much it's worth? It's definitely worth whatever you're going to pay for the shipping. And those things, they'll last forever. My millet hole pillows, it'll cost like $60, $70 to send it to another country, depending on what country that is. And it's probably more than the cost of the pillow, but is it worth it? Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, it's worth it. We shouldn't have to make money. Only purpose it serves is for some third party to take a portion of it. Yeah, the more you can cut out middlemen, the people that there's always somebody trying to grab a little bit of what you're doing, you know. People don't spend near enough time just enjoying and relaxing in their lives. We spend so much time trying to keep this world alive and trying to keep the peace. The United States spends like $800 billion a year. $800 billion. They're arguing over 5 million for the wall, whatever. The defense budget is like 7 or 800 billion dollars and rising per year. Imagine that. We're the police of the world, and we're paying for it. We're all paying for that. Black seed oil cures everything except death. Okay, y'all. I'm wishing you a very happy week and much prosperity and a breaking down of your life or a building of your life or changes in your life or staying the same, whatever needs to be done, and finding as much peace as you can find, getting out anger if you need to, finding one little thing. If you're not doing anything, if you're not making any effort at all towards preserving the environment, maybe you could do just one thing. Some of you have the power and gumption to actually take a garbage bag out on your road and clean up trash like I've shown you in some of my videos. You can find videos if you go to my home page and you click in the little magnifying glass box for the search box, whatever, like pick up trash or back pain. You can find whatever kind of a video usually that you need. Depression, anxiety, neck pain. And thank you, Brian. I love you too, man. Brian stayed with me in my old Airbnb in Asheville many moons ago. Many full moons ago. And so I wish you much joy and much healing. And maybe you need a dog or a cat in your life, and you could find one at the shelter, or maybe you want to buy one. Whatever you need, I hope that you find it and get it.